Welcome back to part 2 of my origami complex butterfly tutorial. To leave off now, so this whole next section is mostly for this first part is going to be a bunch of complex open sinks that are somewhat difficult to perform, but I'll try my best to go through this here. At least based on my level, I can of course do this. So, to do this, we want to line this part here and get it down there, just right along the center flap here. And then we'll fold this in right back here. And then we'll fold this part in right here. And this is all we need to do for sinking in the whole design. So this will help get the reference flaps needed for the open sink, which I will show off now. So this open sink here, we basically want to unfold this small here. And the way I'll suggest to get this to work is if you basically mounfold and valley fold on all of the outside flaps as you can. You don't have to worry about trying to sink in. You don't have to worry about trying to sink in the other inner flap, but just first try to mounfold all of the parts in, and then valley folding when we get to the very center. So do it like this, and this section here might be a little bit tricky. But if you worry about this side more, trying to get it to work, then the open sink will be less of a problem. And there's only going to be 4 major open sinks for doing this. So then for the inside part here, it's going to be a little bit more annoying to do. If I do this slowly, you can kind of notice what's happening. And I think one part I do want to point out, and I just do it all, I'm too good at this, but right here you'll notice that this part here is going to keep on folding down like this, and then everything else is, yeah. And then folding the inside part is easy to do. But basically, you just, even if the open sink didn't become perfect or neat, as long as you can, of course, have this part narrow in and you still have your flaps at the right length, then that'll be good enough. Let's see. Okay. So then we'll do the same thing on this other side. So right here, once again, this edge right here will be folding along the center here. And then fold this down. And then fold this part inwards, this side, at least because it's easier for me to do that. Okay, and then once you get that, then go to the open sink once again. Or once again here, just want to basically unfold a little bit of this design. And then start by manifolding the easier to see parts with the lines you've made. And yeah, this part here will actually kind of create this triangle shape thing here. And then, yeah, work your way to the other part to sink out. There's a lot to think to do right here. Okay, I got a little bit lost at that part for a time, but okay, yeah, so again, something like this, hopefully, and then we do an open sink in here. Okay. And that part might have not been the most perfect open sync, to be honest, but once again, I'm not too worried if it's exact. As long as, of course, the main thing is that that part gets narrowed and all of the flaps here are the same, are still the same length. So now we need to do even more complex open sinks for these parts here. So to do this, and it's only going to require, I think, 2 layers instead of 3. But you basically want to fold this along with the back here, because we want to make at least the body the same narrow length there. So get it like this. And then fold this out. So yeah, so you should just get like only just 2 folding flaps, folding back and forth. So once you get that, we'll of course do another open sink and using the same technique as before. Just kind of go along with the outside parts first. Again, just manifold the outside layers, lines you create, which, again, might still be a little bit difficult, but you can just... the difficult thing, the only thing I could say is that you just gotta make it work. At least keep it to your own pace on, hey, this is what I'm gonna do to to do this part. And okay, so that's that open sink done. And unfortunately, I don't really want to unfold the whole design again to show the crease pattern because it's just going to take so much to refold again. But then for this final one last open sink, it's going to be for this side. So let me fold this out like this. And then fold this along here. So just only do it 2 times. And then unfold it and open sink one last time. Just mount fold along the very edges of the creases you've made and build your way down. And if you fail folding the model the first time, usually if you try to fold this again and again, you can get better at doing the design. It was like me when I was doing like Satoshi Kamiya's, his famous Bahamut, Divine Dragon, where I could not do it like first time folding it, it was like very difficult to try to fold it. But then as I kept doing it over time, I was like becoming way more expected on what to do. And then I was just getting better and like understanding the parts more. And I also developed a bit of a better patience as well when I was folding it. And I eventually succeeded. It wasn't a good first design of folding the bottom mutes. Or, Divine Dragon. But, let's see, I might open sink this part a little bit in. I don't know what went wrong there. Okay. And you'll notice that these edges didn't get open sink. I just like it that way, especially for stuff I'll do with the abdomen. But like I said, like, if you're struggling to fold this on the first try, don't get discouraged. You can do it again and again until you get it right. I mean, just like with anything else, really, but So, now we got the whole thing open sync, so that's literally, I think, the hardest part over now. So if you made it this far, then well done, you're an origami master. So now basically I want to first now get this head here to this side because it's not in the right spot in particular. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm basically going to try close sync it to the other side. So I'll open the model a little bit. And I said the hardest parts would be over, didn't I? But I'll basically just push this in. And also just fold, like, if you're planning on folding this, then you can just, like, watch the video without, like, doing, like, folding along. Just kind of, like, watch it and then kind of, like, see what's going to be happening. Okay, let me see. So you can tell I've done this so much. And even like the first fold of this very design wasn't that good. I mean, it's definitely better than what most people can do, of course, but even so, it was like I still like wanted to keep folding them all over and over again until I got like satisfying details, which hopefully I can do with this because of the color change paper. But along here, like these parts here, if you can see, I don't know about the lighting at all, but like these parts are kind of folding in like this. And hopefully when you get that, you can hopefully just get this part collapsed in like normal. Let me get that part folded down. Okay. Again, I said this mall was, if I said in the title, that it's super hard or complex for a reason. But beyond getting this part though, which I'm still trying to fix up a little bit. Yeah, so now, and yeah, you can kind of pleat this in again, like as long as you can get the rooms needed now, then that'll be good. I'm gonna zoom this in even more just to get these details here. Well, that might be a little too much. Come on. Okay, let me just stick with that. Okay, so first let's focus on this wing here, because then it'll actually help with detailing the legs. And speaking of, but first let's narrow the legs, because these parts are kind of out here, so I'm gonna do some spread sinks along here. Just to get them to its narrowed point. So you do the same thing on this side. So again, the hardest parts are basically over now. Like now, like now the head is close synced in. And then I'll do one last sync here. I said spread sync because I use the spread syncing technique to help to narrow the legs here, and then it folds out. But spread syncing is usually like, well, gosh, it's just, some of these are just hard to explain really, but once the legs are narrowed, let me first fold this down here, and you'll kind of see like how everything is taking shape with the butterfly. So for the top wings, I'm gonna first outside reverse fold this tip here. All the way until it hits to this point here. Same thing with the back side, just kind of hits around there. And then basically I'm just gonna pull this here. Yeah, doing two parts is so much easier. I'll fold it like that. Yeah, so just pulling it outwards and flattening it. It kind of creates these triangle things here. little shapes, I mean. And then I'm gonna do it, I think, one last time. And this part is definitely like very customizable with what butterfly you're gonna try and fold. Well, like, what kind of butterfly. Okay, and I kind of needed to do like a little bit of this crimp thing here just to get that part to connect better. Yeah, so that's how you create that part of the wing. And you can like make it like maybe a little bit bigger if you want, or even just like spread this like you can even like pull it down even more, but this is good right here. And then I'll work on the bottom wing here, which the bottom part of the wing is easier to do, and you can make the bottom part of the wing, again, very customizable. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to first do a rabbit ear fold. Then sink this part in. Well, wait, is that how I... No. Other way. I do rabbit ear fold. I pull this part out. Pull this out like that. And then I fold this out, doing a little petal fold right here so I can get it out there as I can. I'll wrap it the other side like this so I don't have to get that white line there. And then I'm gonna crimp this part. Actually, let me also swivel fold this part so I can just so that part can be blue like the wing. I'll crimp it just enough. And then basically I'm just going to narrow this part just like that. Same thing with over here. I'm going to round this tip of the wing here. Just like that. And then I'm going to crimp it upwards. Yeah, so this is where the color changing is going to be affecting here. Which actually worked out. Yeah, it worked as intended to me. But now this, I'm going to have a crimp like this on the bottom part here. So let me crimp it like a little bit downwards like this, maybe. And then do a swivel fold to narrow this part even more. I think, hold on. And then I'll swivel fold right here. Just to narrow this part even more so it doesn't get in the way. And yeah, just like that, this should be the shaping for the wings here. And I can narrow this tip a little bit more just to smoothen it out more. So I'll just fold it back there. Same thing with this here. And yeah, that looks like pretty good wings from what I want here. And then this part can also be curled up like this, or curling down. Yeah, curling up is going to be better. And then, okay, so that's that for that's part of the wing. So then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, the whole process again is where I'm just going to basically outside reverse fold this part all the way to down here. Oh, how much time do I have? So get it like this. Then I'm going to pull this here. Flatten it where it kind of creates a triangle sort of shape. It's going to cause a little squash this swivel right here. And I'm going to do it one last time. And yeah, you can like have more narrow wings and crimp this down if you want to do that. Totally customizable. And then pull out this part one last time. See, I'll fold these parts down here more. Okay, so then, and then of course this other wing is going to be a little bit easier. I'll do a rabbit ear fold. Just right along here. I'll pull this out. Fold this flap outwards by kind of doing a petal fold here. Then wrap it out like this. I'll inside reverse fold here so this part can appear blue. I'm going to pleat and then narrow it while also rounding these parts here. Get it like this. And then I'll crimp this wing here. Could kind of pull this outwards too if I want. I'll get this crimped down like that. And then do a swivel fold here, underneath here, to get this part more narrowed on. So yeah, so I'll do stuff like pull these flaps out a little bit more. These corners here. Just to widen these wings out more. And then I'm just gonna do like really tiny roundings here where I just fold these parts in and then just kind of like round them here. If you're good at clay modeling, I wonder if like you'll also be good at detailing in origami, but okay. I mean, yeah, Eric Joisel was a clay modeler and he did like amazing origami designs. But those are the wings here. They look really good to me. So then for the abdomen, you basically want to try to get a lot of pleats details in this to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sink this part in for this top pleat here. And then I'm going to pull this here. I don't know. Well, I kind of want to do that just so I can arrange this part here where I'm just going to sink this here. Kind of creates this this kind of trapezoid shape thing. I can't remember if it's called a trapezoid or not. But from getting that, I'm then going to try to pull this up even more. Okay. And then for this very tip here, I'm just gonna do a spread sink. Just for the very tip of the abdomen there. Okay, and I'm also gonna fold, so you'll notice that there's like this really big gap here. To fix this, I'm just gonna lock it by doing a valley fold inside of here, just to help out with it. Also, I think I'm gonna we'll do the same thing here. I don't know, I was just trying to do some different stuff with the abdomen, hopefully. Like, I'm trying to pull some of these parts here. And I'll fold more of these flaps in, these other layers, like right here, just to get the abdomen narrow. Let me add one more pleat to this abdomen, just because it looks like these pleats are being small. And then I'm gonna narrow I'm gonna round the abdomen and narrow it slightly. And okay, so that's the abdomen there with all of the pleats. As I say that, I'm like, there's still more that needs to be done with it. But that's kind of like the magic about origamis. Yeah, it's definitely like very customizable with what you want to do. And to me, I'm like, just want to be sure that all of this is like narrowed off well. And yeah, well, this actually does look pretty good. Okay, so that's that. So the last part is basically going to be the head. Now for the head, I need to crimp these wings out a little bit more. Hopefully. Also, the head is going to be blue. I'll do some stuff right here, like I'll actually spread sync this tip here. This will not only help with narrowing the wings, but also for other bear connections. And also I can kind of fold these in a little bit more too. So I don't really need to spread sync them, just let's narrow them in more. And then I'm gonna try to fold out the head like this. Right here. And again, yeah, it's not gonna have like a color change effect, unfortunately, for this design. And then I'll just like crimp, yeah, like fold this part in here. Just to try and get like eyes. But okay, yeah, so that's, oh, come on. So yeah, so there's like the eyes right there. And then for the antennas, to get the antennas, you basically want to fold these, like, inside reverse these all the way up here. So yeah, again, do on both sides. And I don't know if I can, well, I guess if I do inside reverse fold, I can make the antennas white. So yeah, so I'll do inside reverse fold here just to try again white here so they could be a different color. And then, yeah, just try and narrow him. Keeping a good length on them. I don't know how much it made the antennas smaller. It might have, I kind of don't like that though. maybe compared to doing it like this. Yeah, like then the antennas are going to be the right length. So the antennas are also going to be blue. Okay, yeah, so don't inside reverse fold them if you want to have long antennas. Otherwise, they're not going to really be color changed. I mean, you could kind of do some slight color changes if you can. But get them narrowed very good. Just right here and then curve them. Like this. Yeah, I think I could color change this maybe a little bit. Well, maybe for, I don't know, I'm just trying to think. I think I'm not going to worry about trying to color change it. Okay, so that's basically what I'll do for the antennas for now. And as for the legs, you basically want to narrow them and fold them out. And this time they will be. The color of white, which is why I want. Just for distinguishing. But basically, I'm just gonna do like kind of like some, like pinching them as I fold them out. Now, let me actually do the head like this, where it's just folded out like that. Like maybe I'll push the legs in a little bit more. And then, yeah, just try to get the feet shaped the way you want them to. Okay, and then yeah, just some final shapings here. And yeah, well, I think I'm gonna call it good now for this butterfly design. But anyway, so with that being said, that is the end of this folding tutorial on how to fold this butterfly. It looks really cool with the color change. I unfortunately couldn't color change the head, but at least like the abdomen and the legs are white instead of the colors of the wings. And yeah, super cool, complex design, and I hope you enjoyed it at least. And like so, take care of yourself and see you in the next time. Later.